this is part 2 of the exam questions that will most likely be in your test. So this is how it works. I read the question out, you listen, I have a pause, you answer, and then I give the answer and you can hear if you were right or not. So we start with a multiple choice question, and here it goes. 4 possible answers are given for the following questions. Each question has only one correct answer. Choose the correct answer and mark the applicable letter with a cross. So you can just say the thing. Number 1. The tiny particles that make up all matter are called atoms. B. Number 2. Some common substances and their chemical formula are listed in the chart. Which of these substances are elements? And you can say oxygen and helium. They are in their original form. Number 3. Water, H2O, is not found on the periodic table because water is a compound. Number D. It is made up of 2 elements. One example of matter is, number 4, water. Water is matter. Number 5. The diagram below represents a sodium atom bonding to a chlorine atom to form sodium chloride. Which statement is supported by this diagram? A. Sodium chloride is an element. B. Sodium chloride is a mixture. C. Sodium chloride is a compound. Sodium chloride is a compound of only one atom. D. Sodium chloride is a compound. C. One-word items. Give one-word term for each of the following descriptions. Number 1. The smallest particles from which all matter is built up is atoms. A substance that cannot be broken up into 2 or more substances by chemical methods is called an element. Number 3. A substance that forms when 2 or more different atoms are chemically bonded is a compound. Contextual questions. The diagram shows a representation of an atom. Number 1. Provide labels for the parts number 1 to 3. You can just name them. 1 is the orbital. 2 is the nucleus. 3 is the electron. 1.2. What is the name of the particles that make up the mass of an atom? Nucleons, and nucleons are protons and neutrons mixed together. 1.3. Give the charge of a proton, electron, and neutron respectively. A proton is positively charged, an electron is negatively charged, and a neutron is not charged at all, it's neutral. 1.4. Use the periodic table and identify the element. The answer is lithium. because it has 3 atoms. The atomic number is 3, 1, 2, 3, and it's number 3 there. So it's lithium. Number 2, draw a picture, a Bohr diagram, of an atom with 4 protons, 5 neutrons, and 4 electrons. So there will 4 protons will bind with with 5 neutrons together there in the middle, and the 4 electrons will be in the orbital around. Number 3, if an atom has 12 protons, how many electrons will occur in the orbitals around the nucleus? "12 electrons, because the protons and the electrons are always the same number. Number 4, study the key. This one. "4.1. Classify the atom as a metal or a non-metal." Is this a metal or a non-metal? It's a non-metal. 4.2. Is this an atom, a compound, a mixture, or an element? Compound, mixture, or element? It is an element because it's oxygen, and it's a non-metallic element. 4.3. Calculate how many neutrons the atom possesses. You can use a pen and paper for this. So the formula would be, please pause if you're not done yet. The formula is the amount of neutrons is equal to the mass number minus the atomic number. So the mass number is the bottom one and the atomic number is the top one. So oxygen is number 8 on the periodic table, and that is the atomic number, and this is the mass. So 16 minus 8. So mass minus atomic number is 8. So there will be 8 neutrons in the atom. 4.4. If the oxygen atom binds with another oxygen atom, O2 molecules form. As what are molecules such as these known as? So 2 of the same are called diatomic molecules. Number 5. Consider the given section of the periodic table. 5.1. Who was the person who largely responsible for the compilation and layout of the periodic table? His name was Dmitri Mendeleev. Number 2. What are the horizontal rows on the periodic table called? Horizontal periods. 5.3. Name the element in group 2, period 3. So period 1, 2, 3. Group 1, 2 is magnesium. 5.4. Classify sodium as a metal, non-metal, or semi-metal. Sodium is a metal. Number 6. Consider the diagrams below. A, B, C, D, E. 6.1. Use the diagrams above to identify examples of the following. Name a few compounds. Numbers C and D are compounds. They're made out of two different elements that are well binded. What's the word? With a specific thingy. 6.2. Name some elements. Correct. A and B are elements because they're not bound with anything. 6.3. Mixtures. It's just E. That's a mixture of different elements and compounds. And compounds. Number 7. For each of the following, write down how many atoms of each element are present in the molecule. 7.1. Sulfuric acid, H2SO4. So the formula for this would be H2SO4 in brackets is H equals 2, S equals 1, and O equals 4. 7.2. Ammonia. N equals 1, H equals 3. 7.3. Carbon dioxide, CO2. C equals 1, O equals 2. 7.4. Magnesium hydroxide. Magnesium equals 1. O equals 2. And H equals 2. It just works like math, so you would put the 2 into both. Number 8. Draw a model of one molecule for each of the following. So 8.1. 2 F's would be F2. 8.2. 2 H and 1 O. H, 2, O. 8.3. 1 N and 3 H. So N, H, 3. Number 9. What is a chemical reaction called that uses 9.1. An electrical current to decompose a compound? Electrolysis. I don't know how to say that in English. Electrolysis. 9.2. 9.2. Heat to decompose a compound. A chemical reaction that uses heat to decompose a compound. It's called a thermal decomposition. Number 10. Draw a diagram to illustrate the apparatus used for the decomposition of copper chloride with an electrical current. And this is what you will be drawing. So practice this because it might be in your exam. So just look at this and redraw it. Pause the video here to draw this diagram and then see if you can draw it just out of memory without looking at the computer. Okay, good luck with this. This is the first day. You can do it.